Did you and Jen ever talk about that again, or was it just like not ever talked about again?
Asked me to come back to her room, and I'm like, no, I don't want to go back to your room. It seemed like she was trying to hit on me that night. Sorry, we're just friends. And then she got really upset, and she called me a bitch.
So according to Chantel, after this little steamy session of kissing, of pure sexual intimacy, Jen wanted to continue the situation in the bedroom. I mean, listen, look at it this way. If a woman, or even if a guy, doesn't really matter, is kissing you the way you was kissing each other like that. If you're two people, right, and your kiss is like this, the way these two were, the passion behind it was so legit that anybody would have been convinced that these two were actually a couple, that these two have done this before, that these two are in a position where they're going through that lust phase, or they may still be madly in love, okay? Because bear in mind, when we talk about detail to detail, we're talking about how initially you got Chantel being the one that's the dominant one, going in for the kiss, Jen being the one, obviously, being like, okay, just take my soul. And then also on top of that, it then transitions where Chantel's sitting, and then you got Jen now, obviously on top of Chantel, with her legs wrapped around it. Now, mandem, we all know, like, if we're in that position with our woman, we know that it's more or less going to go down, 90% of the time, 99% of the time, if anything, right? You see what I'm saying, okay? And women, you also know that when you're doing that, the moment that you decide to jump on top, you know what you're doing. You know you're in that clutch mode. You know you're locked in. You know you're ready to go. Unless, of course, you're trying to tease the hell out of the guy, then different conversation, or the woman, you know what I mean? But either way, though, with the transition of, what's the name again? Of Jennifer now being on top of Chantel, what does Chantel do? Chantel then goes and then effortlessly picks her up. And women know, listen to women, we all know I know that you all love that when your man or your woman, whatever, picks you up, okay? And then you got your legs wrapped around their waist, you know what I'm saying? Okay, and they're holding you nice and firm, and the passion is still going. Come on now. And then also on top of that, Jen brought out the tongue, she licked Chantel, Chantel loved it. I mean, in what situation would you not want to hope to continue this later on? Let's keep it a buck. I don't know why Chantel was acting like, yeah, she got a bit weird with me, blah, 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 blah. Chantel, reverse the situation. If it was you and a guy that you liked, or a woman that you liked, or whatever, you'd be expecting the same goddamn thing. You know when people are just hypocrites sometimes? I mean, I'm gonna lie to you, man. Listen, that scene itself in particular probably gave that episode high viewership. The clip is probably circulating all over the freaking net. Hey, damn. This could be views, Maybe I should take this little clip here. And the person is short. Oh, damn. Why did I think of that? Damn. I'm onto something here. I'm going to have to do that real quick. If you see it's a short, you know why I did it. Anyway, with that being said, though, anyone in this position would want some more. Would definitely be hoping to take it back. You know what I mean? I ain't gonna lie to you. If I was in this situation, 1000%, I ain't gonna lie to you. Even though it's a part of a game and it's a part of whatever, as soon as we've done our session, I'm not even waiting around for the game to end. I am literally saying, let's go back now, because I know that it's better if we go back now while the momentum is still there. But if the momentum gets shut down because we have to stop to get the results of who won the game, blah, 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 well, then I know obviously rebooting that momentum may not be the same. Do you see what I'm saying? Okay, so yeah, we're going now. But anyway, with that being said, though, let's move on to the next part of Behind the Sheets. Come on now.
I was happy about Nikki being in my team. We're actually gumming our body. I was like, oh yeah, it's happening. I tried to play game, like I did something in order to have our chest together, It's like, no, don't do that. Yeah, but like it was fun.
When sometimes people don't understand that they're being inappropriate, and then when they talk about it, they do what they can to actually downplay it, but then does confirm they do understand it. So you're telling me you're in this game with this woman Nikki here, so therefore you're now trying to purposely, push yourselves more onto her, so therefore you two are giving each other more of a hug. She's obviously responded and said, no, I don't want to do that. Listen, the moment that she said, no, I want to do that, that's the moment that you know that you made her feel uncomfortable. If you're unable to recognize that you've made her feel uncomfortable, then that is just you being selfish as F, because the grand scheme of it is that the moment that you make someone feel uncomfortable is the moment that you should recognize that, hey, maybe I need to turn it down, or two, most importantly, that's the moment you should say, I apologize. I took things a bit too far. I thought that we was vibing, so, you know what I'm saying? But I do apologize, okay? It won't happen again, okay? Because obviously, the one thing that I don't want to do is make you feel uncomfortable, especially given the fact that we're all here trying to mingle, trying to have fun, we all meet each other for the first time, and I do like you, and I do want to get to know you, and I just want to make sure that that you know that I'm sorry. Something along those lines, something that screams genuineness, something that screams that you actually care about her, something that screams that you understand that you actually did something that you thought was going to be cool, but you understood that it wasn't, and therefore you want to apologize for it, showing that accountability, that vulnerableness, that emotional intelligence, all that kind of stuff. But instead of doing that, this guy's out here talking about, yeah, it was fun, yeah. No, it wasn't. Like, she didn't want that. You made her feel grotesque. You made her feel, very, very uncomfortable. That's not cool. But nonetheless, though, obviously Usman will tell himself things because Usman is a international soldier boy superstar. He'll tell himself things that makes him feel like his behavior is appropriate, because he believes that all women should want him because he's handsome, he's successful, he's a musician. Man, boy, shut the F up, man. Let's move on to the next one, folks. And I know you're still here, so clearly you want to like the video and subscribe. So come on now, let's make it happen.
The first 2 days, I would say that you are a walking red flag.
There was no player happening from me. I have always been the friend of the guys that actually wanted a girl and actually wanted to get married one day. I've always been that guy.
Given the fact that he did get married, I believe him.
But at the same time, I've always been the one assumed to be a player, assumed to probably have 20, 30 girls at the same time.
But aren't you the one that also said that whenever you go out, girls always want you? Girls are always flocking at you. I'm not being funny. Like, the first episode at least put herself onto you and you was ready to go in. I mean, that doesn't mean that you're a guy that has multiple options out there. It doesn't mean that. But the way you was trying to play things at least made it sound as if you wanted multiple women, because you literally said to her that, hey, I'm happy gonna lead you on, but I wanna lead you on, get a bit physical with you, but at the same time I want to go enjoy other stuff. Which, listen, the whole idea is to hunt for love. The whole idea is to not put all your eggs in one basket. So it's not a bad thing per se, just what I'm saying. But we witnessed him in certain seasons where he would complain about how Sophie ain't this, so therefore, and if he was to go out, he could probably get another woman who's going to want him straight away. He couldn't believe why Sophie treated him the way she did, because other women would want him. Then we had a whole season where he's gone out for his birthday, and he's going to a club, and then obviously there's a woman all over him, and all he was doing was bragging about it, boasting about it. So for somebody that has this energy where you have to keep boasting and bragging about the fact that women want you, why would you not think people would assume this of you? Like, you've created this for yourself, But yeah. But was it okay for Jen to say that he was a walking red flag at the very beginning? Based on the way Elise obviously reacted to his behavior towards her, I can see why Jen would have thought that. And maybe he's a walking red flag. I'll leave that question to you folks. Is Rob a walking red flag? Let me know your thoughts.
There's no reason to say Rob is a player other than just looking at me.
No reason to say Rob is a player other than just looking at me. This is the issue. The level of entitlement. The guy is like, look at me. This is why you think I'm a player, but you think women want me because look at me. Wow, that type of mentality is so negative, man. This is why I keep saying the guy doesn't have game, because he generally lives off his own appearance. Which, listen, it's fine. There's many men and women in this world who live off their appearance. Hell, there's plenty of them that even get paid because of their appearance. No shame in that. Do you? But at the same time, when rejection becomes a thing or something like that, handling it isn't something that is something that's very foreign to these people. You see what I'm saying, okay? Because they live a life where they have to make less effort to try and interact with somebody, less effort to try and connect with somebody, because generally speaking, they're used to somebody just interacting with them and somebody just wanting them and connecting with them. You see what I'm saying? They're used to that receiving more than that giving. So when it comes to giving, they don't know how to articulate that giving to the best abilities. Now, that's not a bad thing, because as long as you're giving, if somebody's flirting you, you're giving the energy back, whether your game is poor or whatnot, it's fine. You know what I mean? But I'm just saying, this level of entitlement that he has is his biggest downfall. But anyway, we continue.
Much we really had every time in public, she kind of always was with Cole. So when she decided to choose Cole at the end of I'm like, what? So that was very defeating for me, and it made me feel.
Of course, it was very defeating for him.
Feel very it made me feel like I wasn't good enough.
I hope you won't be.
I mean, trust me, you're just experiencing what every other woman that's ever experienced around you or whatnot. Maybe even every other guy that's experienced around you or whatever. You see what I'm saying? And to be fair, the fact that he understands that, the fact that he was made to feel not good enough, to the point where he also says that he felt like he was just second choice. Well, I've been saying it. That's exactly what he was. Rob isn't used to necessarily being second choice, but he's experiencing it now. And the thing to learn from it is, if you're in a position and you are with a woman who is dealing with another guy and you at the same time, you walk away. Don't even allow her to even give. Don't even allow the chance, opportunity to even make you second, let alone even first. Doesn't really matter, because at the end of the day, if somebody wants you, then they want you without someone else's distraction. But at the same time, though, when it came to him and Elise, she wanted him, but he wanted a distraction. So really and truly, he's basically experiencing what he put Elise through is what he's now what he's going through with Jen, but just in a slightly different way. Okay, which, listen, it's not a bad thing at all, because it means that, you know, this is a learning curve. You know, learning curves are a good thing, but if you look at it in a negative way, well, then I guess it's a bad thing. But look at it as a learning thing. You see what I'm saying? But nonetheless, though, the matter of fact is, though, Rob needs to process that sometimes there's going to be another guy that isn't necessarily better than you, but there's going to be another guy that's more preferred to the girl that you want. And that's fine. Because it's better that the other guy who's more preferred to the girl gets the girl, rather than you getting the girl. Because that means technically speaking, you're not, you know, the stability between you two isn't going to be promising. Does that make sense? It makes sense to me, okay? Whatever, man. It makes sense to me.
Upset if I ask Rob on a date.
I feel bad for Rob. Yeah.
Yeah, I did.
I find that such a strange thing. She felt bad for Rob, that's why she picked him. Let me know, are you believing that? Are you believing that? Do you think that's why Chantel picked Rob, because she felt bad for him? Let me know.
I think that we did a lot of teamwork today and we've been bonding. So
I don't feel like she was telling Cole the truth right there, saying that she hadn't kissed me.
Nah.
And I know me and her kissed in the first week.
Yeah, obviously, you know, they just watched back Jen and Cole's conversation, where obviously Jen, you know, doesn't tell Cole the truth about her evening with Rob. And obviously this is Rob now confirming that obviously she was lying to Cole. Yeah, which we all knew, but yeah.
And I feel like that
What was your first kiss with Jen like?
We laying in bed, we listen to music, we vibe, we're playing Mario Kart, and then we're cuddling and laying on each other.
Sounds like a very chilled night, I'm not gonna lie to you, man. Nice night. Those are the kind of nights you really want to have, though, you know what I'm saying, with your person or someone you get to know. There's no need to make the nights complicated or, you know, or expensive.
I guess.
That sounds like an amazing experience. Video games, chilling, not getting bitched at. Man, she must have changed a lot since the last time I saw her.
I mean, listen, the good thing about that little situation between him and Jen is that they were able to build, if they were to go the distance in the relationship, that's a good memory to have. But even if they don't go anywhere, it's still a good memory to look back at. But I remember that time when I was with that guy. Maybe not have that memory like when you're with somebody else, you know what I'm saying? But it's a good memory to have to be on. And honestly, it's one of those things that both they can look at it and be like, you know what? It's the simple things that can make things just work. You know, Rob had a very simple night with Jen, and out of that, they both had a little bit of physicality out of it. You see what I'm saying? Which shows you that simple things are the key to connecting with someone in many ways. But trying to overdo it with expensive dates, you know, and just unnecessary other stuff just to make things look glamorous. Those things are good once in a while, but they're not the things that hold things together, and they're definitely not the things that allows you to connect to someone more. Those things that they were doing, they were things that would have allowed them to connect quite closely. But because Cole's been putting in way much more work throughout the season, he's obviously still going to be in the driving seat. I'm not too sure who said it, and I don't know if I have the clip, but in case I don't have the clip, someone said, I think it was Tim that said it. Tim said that Cole is the good boy, the good guy that Jen wants during the daytime to take back home to her parents. But Rob's the bad boy that she wants to have all the sexual experiences with and all that kind of stuff in the evening. Which, to be fair, was a very good description, to be fair with you, know what I'm saying? I am curious to see, obviously, how it ends the season. Obviously, does Jen walk away with Cole? Does she walk away with Rob? Or does she walk away with no one? Personally, if I was Cole and if I was Rob, I would make sure that she didn't walk out with me, because she's disrespected them both, to be honest with you. you know, and she doesn't really deserve neither one of them. And that's not me defending Rob. Just saying Jenna's played games that are unnecessary. Yeah. Now, of course, I know you're still here, so you can like the video and subscribe. Anyway, let's get into the next one.
Okay.
Hourly, oh my lord.
All right.
I think he's full of
All of Colt's exes say that he messages other women. Maybe that's why he's messaging other women all the time. They can't keep up with his hourly.
I mean, you never know. You never know. And this is why I've never really understood why there's this been little storyline with Colt and Courtney, because she knows what he's like. You know, everybody knows what he's like. But anyway, Mr. Sex Hourly, he says that he has sex 6 times a day, and he's about to tell us how.
Demand.
Maybe I wake a girl up having sex with her. That's a good way to start the morning. She gets, you know, gives you a little in there or something, go in there. You know,
I'm not against morning sex, but boy, it depends. It depends on the morning breath. You know what? It's cool, man. It's cool, man. It's cool, man. It's cool. It's cool. Okay.
you do little activities, whatever you eat, have breakfast, you know. I don't know. Is it a working day? Because that changes a little bit.
You're telling me you wake up, you have sex, then you have breakfast, and you have sex. Okay, cool.
You come home, maybe have lunch together. Do a quickie at lunch. Why not?
Right, so there's a possibility that you may both come home from work. Okay. Or you may even go to your car together. Or you might even both work at home. Okay.
You gotta come home. You see each other. Well, you gotta, I mean, come on. You gotta roll each other's arms, you know, Netflix and chill or whatever. Well, you got after that, of course. During the night.
Yeah, Netflix and chill. Yeah, I hear that.
Might be visited by a penis and you have sex then. How many times is that? I lost count.
So basically, this tells me that Cole consumes a lot of calories. It seems to me there's only one time he has intimacy without eating, and that was my apologies, and that was the morning. Seems to me the very morning, the first encounter is the one that, don't know who's consumed. But the rest of them, I'm pretty sure it's, you wake up, have something to eat, boom, have something to eat again, boom, have something to eat, boom. So this guy is based on his eats at least 5 times a day, right? And each time he eats, he has to have sex. So basically food it triggers him to want to have sex. Is that what I'm hearing here? I mean, that does explain his size. No, it doesn't really explain his size, to be honest with you. Interesting. Linking sex with food. Maybe that's where we're all going wrong. Now, to be fair though, there is truth behind, for men, there is truth behind food and sex. You know, I remember many years ago. That sounds so old. I remember, you know, when you start speaking, you're like, oh, maybe I shouldn't have said that. Well, maybe I shouldn't have started this conversation. But anyway, it is what it is. Despite the fact that I'm a virgin, I know a story, okay, of a guy, you know, in his late teens, you know, and he was with a girl at the time. Yeah, it wasn't me. I'm a virgin, you know what I'm saying? And I remember, you know, in the story that whenever she would come and see him, she would always feed him first. And then after that, they would then have the intimacy for however long. But she always made sure he was always fed first. Yeah. And that's when that guy learned that there was a link between the food and intimacy, because at the time, the guy was like, why are you always feeding me first? Like, what's going on here? You know what I mean? Like, go hell bent. Like, damn, like, now we gotta eat first. You know what I mean? And then you're like, okay, maybe this is the link here. And then, you know, years later, you know, this information kind of resurfaced back into this guy's mind. And then, you know, that's when he started, you know, making sure he always ate before, you know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure there was even an encounter, to be fair, one female said to him, why is he trying to eat? We then end up doing a little bit of la. I looked at him like, oh, you're eating again, aren't you? I was like, yeah. He was like, yeah, I'm hungry. And she was like, oh, okay, eat food. Oh, here he goes again. So to be fair though, I don't know if I believe Cole, but the story he tells links up to how it's possible. Okay, it definitely links up to how it's possible, because apart from the first encounter, every other encounter they spoke about, I'm pretty sure involved food first. of food being involved. He said breakfast, lunch, dinner, snack. You know what I mean? Apart from the last one, of course, I think it was the first to the wake up one and the bedtime one. But obviously, by the bedtime one, he would have eaten anyway. Again, within that time, so food is still linked in that process. It's just the morning one. So the story lines up, but Cole's a smart guy, so he probably knows the link up between food and intimacy, and obviously people like me are the kind of person I pick up on it because I'm very aware of how it links. But yeah, so ladies, just understand this: if you want your man, make sure you feed him first. Feed him first. Listen, your experience for him being fed first would be better with him not being fed first. And also his experience of being fed first would be better as well. Okay? Food is key. But this guy, I was telling you about it, he didn't put weight on like Cole did though. Anyway, with that being said, well, let's move on to the next one. But listen, I know you're still here, so make sure you're liking and subscribing. Come on now.
If you had to bang Robert Cole, who's it gonna be?
Rob.
Really? Skill out of it, just based on looks.
I think Rob's more my type.
Okay.
You went for Cole.
100%. And I can say that.
You know when somebody asks you a question and then they try and convince you what, like, you asked her a question. She just said Rob. Like, that's where the conversation ends. But because obviously that person who's asked the question prefers the other person, they can't let it go. So therefore, they've now got to go on a whole freaking rant about it.
In a very ungay way, but like, I kept looking at bro like, God, I wish I had his cheekbones and I wish that body, like, he had nice everything.
The way Chantel was looking and thinking, bruh, you're not beating these allegations, man. You don't help these allegations with one bits. Like, and also she's like, yeah, but Rob's my type though, so I don't really give a damn about Cole. You can have these opinions on Cole you like, but he's not my type, okay? Rob is, now leave me alone. You know, and stop talking about him like that. Like, yeah. Chantel's probably like, listen, I'm coming to terms with my own sexuality. Maybe it's time that you come to terms with your own sexuality.
I sound super gay right now, don't I? But everyone has a type.
Cool.
But you wouldn't get Cole out of bed.
He says, I sound super gay right now, but everybody has a type. How do you put that in the same sentence and then say that you're not gay? You literally said, oh my days, that's the way he just confirmed to himself. But yes, I am a man that likes the weenie. I'm a man that likes another man. I mean, listen, you can flip it and you can say that he's just somebody that just appreciates how somebody else, you know, looks, man or woman. You can flip it that way if you like, you know what I mean? But the way he worded himself there, bro literally just said that everybody has their type and then follows up by saying,
Oh, kick him out.
Yeah. He's cool.
Yeah, he's cool.
Yeah, he's cool.
And then says to her that, but you wouldn't rule him out, right? He's effable, right? I'm sorry, but unless he's doing this on purpose, you're not beating his allegations. I've never ever in my life ever come across any straight man, right, that's ever sat there and said that another man is effable. Never heard that before. Yes, I have been around men that have appreciate another man's appearance. Said, hey man, you got good, bro, man, your hair's looking good, you know. Ish, I can see the ladies coming to you today. You're looking clean. That trim is nice. The barber got you sharp. Oh, you know what I mean? I've seen that, you know, or you know, get other compliments like well, what you're wearing, you know, bro. Is that you? Oh, I see you with the top. Okay, you got the you got the shoes. You got oh. You know what I mean? I've seen, you know what I mean? Those things cool, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Or even like if it's even gym oriented or whatever, like they're like, bro, man is looking hench. Look at the gains, bro. Listen, so men can compliment men, of course, you know, it happens 1,000%. Whether they be complimenting their head, their trim, their beard, their physique, their clothes or whatever. It happens. But never in my life have I ever had a straight man ever say to any straight man, but you're effable, innit? What? So the fact that he said that to Chantel is crazy, but hey, some people may flip him be like, yeah, but he's talking to Chantel, he's obviously just trying to ask her if Cole's... Nah, that's not a straight conversation, I'm telling you now. Especially given the fact that Chantel had specifically said, Rob is my type. Cole is not. He literally was putting Chantel in a position where she had to say, yeah, Cole is effable. And remember, like I said before, sometimes in life when people ask you questions, they ask you questions because they want you to give them the answer that they want to hear. And then when they don't give them the answer they want to hear, they then don't leave it alone until you finally give them an answer that they want to hear. And usually they do that because they want to feel like it's okay to find that person attractive. It's okay to maybe pursue that person. It's like you're looking for someone else to give you that validation. Yeah, all I'm saying is unless Tim's doing this on purpose, boy, you're not beating those allegations, man, because that was ludicrous. And the fact that he even said, "Oh, I sound gay," and then proceeded to sound even more gay. Come on, man. But anyway, man, the Tim stands will always find a way to defend this guy. So it is what it is. But all I'm saying is like that right there, that scene itself alone, nah, diabolical. But anyway, let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section overall of the video, folks. Come on now, you know how we do. And also, don't forget to like, subscribe, as I know you like being here. Otherwise, why the hell are you here? Yeah, just rude. I'm out. Peace.